Hi guys, welcome back to Recipe channel, your connections to China. But first, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you. In today's vlog, we are going to walk around Kuanzhai Xiangzi, the wide, narrow alleys in Chengdu city. So stick around. So guys, this is the main entrance of the alley. You can take subway line 4 to get here. Composed of parallel alleys, Xiangzi, Xiangzi, which means wide and narrow alley, is one of the most famous historical and cultural preserves in Chengdu. It's located in Qingyang district, to the east of Tongren Road and west of Changshun Street. The history of wide and narrow alley can be dated back to the Qing dynasty, 1644 to 1911 AD. At that time, the area was a city within the Chengdu city called Manchang City or Shouchang City, where the court quartered troops. As time passed by, the city decayed, and only the wide alley and narrow alley were left. In 2003, renovation work of the two alleys began, aiming to build a complex cultural and business district or street with the functions of tourism and recreation. On June 14, 2008, the newly renovated wide, narrow, and well alley were opened to the public. Nowadays, wide and narrow alley is a popular entertainment and nightlife block, as well as a famous tourism site with lots of restaurants, pubs, tea houses, and stores selling featured souvenirs. The wide alley exhibits the leisurely life of natives and represents the most typical forms of Chengdu folk culture. The unique attractive elements include natives, old lodges, and ancient tea houses. It also shows the modern Chengdu people's memories about the city's past. Inside the alley, there is an experiencing house of old Chengdu life, which is also the cover and tourism center of wide and narrow alley. It mainly exhibits the daily life of a common family during the period of the Republic of China, from 1912 to 1949. Visitors can also appreciate Sichuan embroidery, shadow play, and puppet show. The wide alley is also nostalgic and leisurely place. It was called Xingren Futong during the Xuantong reign. Here gather the most complete old buildings, along with many architectures from the late Qing dynasty and the early Republic of China, as well as Western-style church buildings. Wide Alley presents the most nostalgic architectures and exhibits the leisurely life of locals. Da Ming Ren Li at number 8 Wide Alley is a special yard reproducing the daily life of an ordinary family in western Sichuan. In this yard, you can experience the original life of old Chengdu. It used to be the location of a TV play, but it has now become a boutique hotel, which is a perfect combination of classic and modern. The narrow alley features a typical slow life of Chengdu natives. It mainly shows the courtyard culture of the city and courtyard dreams of Chinese people. There is a garden in a residence, a house in the garden, a yard in the house, trees in the yard, sky over the trees, moon in the sky. After renovation, the alley was decorated with bamboos, vines, and traditional wall lamps. Other facilities and services within this alley include Western and fast food restaurants, cafes, and healthy life experiencing hall, to name but a few. The narrow alley, which is synonymous with fashion and modernity, represents the typical slow life of Chengdu. It mainly shows the courtyard culture of the city. Its courtyards are mostly occupied by stylish bars and restaurants, and tourists and youths who love literature and art gather there. Narrow Alley shows off the good life. Western and fast food cafes, a health hall, and a distinctive cultural theme shop are found there. Shuangmashi at number 32 Narrow Alley is a stone horse tied on the wall. At a height of 1.2 meters, it is one of the three remaining Shuangmashi in Wide and Narrow Alley. Besides, hundreds of years ago, Sichuan province was the home of the northern Man and Mongol nationalities, who were horse riders, so Shuangmashi is also symbolic of northern culture in western Sichuan. Just by walking along the streets of the wide alley and the narrow alley, you'll see a lot of local stuff and lots of souvenir shops. And you can also find a lot of local cuisine, and you can try their local delicacies such as tofu. The history of the wide and narrow alley can be traced back to the early Qing dynasty from 1644 to 1912. At that time, the Qing government built a walled city in Chengdu as the residence for the eight banner soldiers and their families. In 1714, the 60th year of Kangxi's reign, General Nian Gangyao in Chengdu suggested the central government should send 1,600 people and station them permanently in Chengdu. In 1751, to consolidate the southwest border, the emperor's court set up the Jiangjun Yamen in Chengdu. The city was once composed of 42 lanes, of which Wide Alley, Narrow Alley, and Well Alley were 3. Among dozens of important cities during the Manchu regime, Chengdu is the best preserved. Wide and Narrow Alley demonstrates nearly 300 years of the historical development of the Manchu regime during the Qing dynasty. The wide and narrow alley's historical and cultural background shape its unique architectural style, a combination of both complete city patterns and barracks, both hutongs from the north of China and courtyards from Sichuan, both Western architecture from the period of the Republic of China and dwelling houses from Western Sichuan. KungFu Panda, the famous animated panda movie series, is a visual feast to all the panda fans and fans of Chinese culture. Have you ever thought about where DreamWorks got their inspiration for the backdrops from? Well, in the wide and narrow alleys, you have the answer. The streets and architectures are just like in the Kung Fu Panda movies. Kuanzhai Xiangzi are the two ancient streets restoring the old architecture in Ming and Qing dynasty styles, and they are the shortened versions of Chengdu, a city combining history and modern changes. The wide and narrow alleys, along with Datsu Monastery and Wenshu Monastery, make up the three famous historical relics of Chengdu. In the alleys, visitors can experience the leisurely and comfortable life of Chengdu, with their boutique hotels, characteristic local snacks and cuisines, traditional tea houses, and distinctive inns and relaxing spas. Kuanzhai Alley is one of the top 3 historic preserved districts in Chengdu City. The major buildings in this site are the courtyards and the ancient style streets. This district had been renovated from 2005 to 2008, and now it is a cultural site consisting of 45 Qing-Ming Dynasty style courtyards, modern villas and gardens, as well as theme hostels. The narrow alley is decorated with an elegant, fashionable ambience of German, Japanese, American, French, and Indian styles. Narrow alley really reflects the slow life in Chengdu and is a great place to spend a quiet afternoon. Personally speaking, guys, I have enjoyed my tour around Kuanzhai Xiangzi. If you want to learn more about Chengdu's local culture, such as their ancient architecture, their costumes, and you want to try some local food and buy some nice souvenirs, this place is a must to visit. I can really recommend this place because you can take your friends, your family, and your loved ones. You can relax. There's a lot of restaurants, shops. You can dine in. There are even hotels that you can stay in. So this place is a must-see when you get to Chengdu. So highly, highly recommended, guys. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. 再见. Bye bye.